All right, so boom. It's come to my attention that Kai Cenat is starting a streamer university. And I don't know when this university is going to open its doors and courses will begin, whether the semester's in the spring, the summer, the winter of this year or next year, whatever the case just so happens to be. All I know is I need to be within those compounds because I've been doing this for 9+ years. I've generated over millions of subscribers and followers and hundreds of millions of views, but this is not my application. I have already submitted 2. I had to go back and do it again because the initial submission of the application, I did it incredibly modestly. We had 45 seconds. We were supposed to go and, speak on why we should be accepted in 45 seconds or less, only to find out this man went live. He was reviewing people's applications, and there were people who submitted their entire stream. There was people who submitted over 3 minutes, pleading, begging, and trying to explain as to why they should mess around and be selected. I said, oh no, if they getting over 45 seconds, I need to as well. So all I know is whenever those doors just so happen to open, I would hope that I mess around and get selected. I am a little bit curious as to what would transpire on this here campus, because if it's not going to be cut off at a particular kind of age, at least to where you be capped out, what happens if it's somebody who in their 60s trying to be a doggone streamer? Now you getting roomed in a dormitory with somebody who 19, 2 completely different worlds. Man's probably gonna have to lather himself in icy hot and Bengay just to go to sleep. And you're gonna have some 19-year-old who gonna stay up all night playing all kinds of music, trying to stream to the populace. How's that gonna work? Whatever the case may be, I'm very curious as to what will transpire onto this here campus. Furthermore, who's going to be the professors? Obviously, would have to mess around and be established streamers. So that in and of itself is gonna be an experience. Because I will say this much, for Kai Cenat, this dude is able to generate hundreds of thousands of people to tune into this man's stream in real time. The mere fact that I remember he was doing some sort of streamathon. Homie was sleeping. It's like 4 in the morning. Mans is sleeping and had 46,000 people watching this man sleep, active in the chat room. Now, granted, everybody's not on the same time zone. So obviously it's probably daytime for somebody when it's nighttime for him. But one way or another, the mere fact that you can have tens of thousands of people tuning in just to watch you sleep, obviously he's been able to galvanize the populace to remain captivated in whatever it is that he's putting forth. And he is truly the manifestation of what iCarly was. If you watch a Kai Cenat stream, it's as if it was early seasons of Family Guy, where you can click on any moment in the stream and something completely different is happening. And you're just sitting there like, what is going on here? So he's really mastered the streaming game. And I would hope that I mess around and get selected, because I had put in the sweat equity, if you will, for the last 9-some years, albeit more towards a YouTuber and content creation rather than streaming. But I think they can both be one and the same as we break into, that industry. But I would be remiss if I did not take a moment to acknowledge that he had this to say on his stream regarding individuals who even weren't, granted it was open to people who weren't even streamers, who possibly wanted to become streamers, but there seems to be a demographic, if you will, who attempted to infiltrate the application process of his university and stain the individuals who could possibly become students, if you know what I mean.
Because this is crazy, because I think me saying you don't have to be a streamer, people took that and ran with it. Tell me why there are OnlyFans bitches applying, talking about how they stream. We're not talking about streaming on OnlyFans, nigga. You can't get in because you a stream. What the fuck? I had to search that up. Can you live stream on OnlyFans? Why do you think you live streaming on OnlyFans is gonna make you come into streamer university?
The harlots have found the application process. These whores were going to infiltrate the streamer university. We cannot, under no circumstance, have these quarters and ones and wenches infiltrate the doors. If you need security to do away with these harlots, I am the man for the job.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Alright, so boom. Spring is in full swing and summer is on the horizon. And I know you're gonna be outside. And since that's the case, if you're gonna be listening to music, audio books, or anything in your ears, there's no way to enjoy it better than with the Raycon Everyday Earbuds. The Raycon Everyday Earbud are not only aesthetically pleasing, they also provide premium audio that you can take wherever you go. And their latest model is better than ever with a 32-hour battery life and a multi-point connectivity that lets you pair 2 devices at once. The Everyday Earbuds come with active noise cancellation. In fact, when I was wearing my Raycons during the marathon, I couldn't hear the crowd cheering. And take a look at this cool designed case. They have multiple different concepts so you can keep your Raycon Everyday Earbuds incredibly stylish. With Raycon's quick charge function, just 10 minutes of charging yields 90 minutes of battery. And keep in mind, Raycon starts at just half the price of other premium audio brands. And if for whatever reason you don't like your pair, they offer a 30-day happiness guarantee return policy. No questions asked. And with efficiency like the Raycon Everyday Earbuds, there's no question why they have tens of thousands of 5-star reviews. So do yourself a favor right now and click the link down in my description and head over to buyraycon.com/chiseled and get your first pair of your everyday earbuds right now for 15% off. That's buyraycon.com/chiseled and get your pair of the everyday earbuds for 15% off only at buyraycon.com/chiseled. Let them know I sent you.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
But that is not what I'm here to pitch. Evidently, the bops of the world, the harlots of the world, the OnlyFans future Hall of Famers of the internet have come across the denial or denying of their applications, and they had something to say themselves.
What is going on, everybody? I am gathered here today with my team to discuss recent talk on Streamer University. As you guys know, the infamous 5'2" streamer by the name of Kai Cenat is not allowing bops into the university. So me and the team have made an executive decision to start Bop University.
Our goal here with Bop University, as opposed to Streamer University, is to not discriminate against bops. We want to create an inclusive environment and community for everyone to feel comfortable and safe. So, more information coming soon.
Bop University, do you hear yourself? What kind of legalized trafficking these individuals trying to kick off here? What you gonna teach people? And this is how you increase tips? What is wrong with you?
What a sick freak.
Now I know what you're thinking. In theory, both would essentially be the exact same thing because it's streaming nonetheless. But one of the two different sort of universities would be pretty much just promoting that you have a
Great big pussy! Even a 747 looks small when you're flying it into the Grand Canyon.
trying to sympathize with these doggone harlots, trying to make it seem as if it's the same doggone thing. You know exactly what it is that they sitting over here trying to promote. Don't ruin a good thing. What are we doing? Man's tried to start a noble thing, and the hoods came in here trying to defile it, but that's neither here nor there. One way or another, let's just keep it back on track. I would like to be selected to go into this here streaming university, so I don't know if y'all gotta send this here to Kai, if I gotta tag him my doggone self, if I gotta DM into him, whatever the case just so happens to be. I would like to mess around and be there in the streaming university, but I am curious, once again, like I had mentioned earlier in the doggone video, I'm wondering, what do y'all think is gonna go down at this university? Whether I am there or not, I would really love to know what goes on behind closed doors. Of course, he did mention that he spent tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars across the board just to not only get the particular location, but also the tech that all of the students would have access to. So you probably got some of the most high-powered computers, best cameras, microphones, mixers, whatever the case just so happens to be. It's an amazing thing that this man is messing around and doing for the community. You talk about giving back. He was able to go and get on. I know a lot of people feel a particular way about him and the content that he go out there and create, but you cannot sit here and say he doesn't mess around and give back to the community. So hopefully I'll mess around and get selected one way or another. As long as the bots are kept on the outside, we all good. But if they somehow get into the inside, I know a man who could put them out their misery. Chris!
You're gonna have to
Here comes the United States champion, Chris Benoit.
He's not going to do what I think, is he? Oh, no, come on. 16-foot. Oh! Arms are clasped. Look at him ready. I can't believe it. Off the ground, is he? Whoa, he did. Yes, he is. Oh, Benoit, look at Benoit.
Now, I'm not saying he should have killed her, but I understand.